Hello. So today I would like to show you guys how to crochet one of these cute dragon scale dice bags. I'll show you the inside and there's the bottom, the side, the inside. Also, this is what they look like closed. I make them in a bunch of different colors. I make these rainbow ones for Pride Month. This is a reverse rainbow one. This is a normal rainbow one. So do a bunch of Pride different ones too, because I have old Big Twist Living that I want to do this in. But I also have a bit of leftover Big Twist Vortex that I would like to do this in as well. So let's get started. The first thing you would need is a 4-weight yarn of any color, as long as it's a 4-weight. Also, you would need a 4.25 millimeter crochet hook, or a 4 millimeter, or a 4.5. I don't have a 4.5 and I don't have a 4, so the best thing is a 4.25. So this is my yarn. It is the color Beachy Splash. And these bags do take a lot of yarn. I would recommend this be more of like an intermediate crochet pattern. Other crochet patterns for this bag tend to be more of a mesh type of thing. So in between every, underneath here would be a hole. But mine doesn't have that. If you can see, there is no hole. So technically it's a little harder of a pattern, but if you think you got it, you got it. So obviously we're gonna make a magic ring. If you don't like making magic rings, just chain 2 or 3. I would say chain 3 and work in the middle, slip stitch into your first stitch and work into the middle of that ring. Then I always do standing stacked single crochets as my first double crochet. You could always just do a normal double crochet or just chain 2 and then a double crochet. But I will do my standing single crochet, and then I would add 11 double crochets. No. Your chain 2 will not count as a double crochet, so make sure you have 12 double crochets in here at total. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be back with you. 2, 3, 11, 12. I have 12 double crochets in my ring, and now I'm going to double count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. And then I'll close my ring with the small tail and pull. Whoa, that squeaked a lot. Okay. Then I will slip stitch into the top of my first double crochet. So, right up here. So now I'm going to do another standing double crochet. I will show you how to do that just in case. So, oh, I can't really see. So I will not chain 1. I will go into the same stitch as I went in as my slip stitch. Do a loose single crochet. Okay. And then in this front leg, I will put my hook in there and do another single crochet on top of that, and that would be the equivalent of a double crochet. Then I will increase in every single stitch, so I will end up with 24 stitches at the end of my round. So 3, 4, and 24. This is my ring. Slip stitch into the top of my first double crochet. Also, while I'm doing this, I'm crocheting my end tail into the ring, so I'm crocheting over top of it, so then I don't have to weave it in later. But now, I'm going to do another round of increases for double crochet, so I'm going to do a standing single crochet. And then I will do an increase. Let me grab that back tail and weave it in as I go. And then I will do one double crochet, and then an increase, okay? And I'll do that all the way around. One double crochet, one increase. One double crochet, one increase. So I just finished my third round of double crochet increases. I will slip stitch into the top of my first double crochet, of course. Then we're going to start working the sides. This would be the inside, and then we'll start working up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a standing single crochet, which counts as a double crochet, into the back loop. So that is one double, if I can do it, one double crochet. Then I will do another double crochet in the same back loop. So I have an increase, okay? Then I will do two normal in the back loop, just one and then one in the next one. Then I'll do one in the next one, then one in the next two. Now this will be our pattern. So we'll do an increase, 5 normal, increase, 5 normal, increase, 5 normal, all in the back loop. I'm going to do it one more time with you. So increase, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you'll start over again. So I'll do an increase, all in the back loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now your work should start doing this. So this is the bottom. This would be the side. It'll grow this way. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, and 5. You should end with the 5 just double crochets into your stitches, and then you will slip stitch into the top of that first double crochet right there. Now this is the hard part, so I'm going to move over just a little bit so y'all can see this a little bit better. I'm going to chain 1. Oops. I'm going to chain 1. Then I'm going to do a front post double crochet into the first double crochet right here. So a front post double crochet. Then I will do that 4 more times in the same double crochet. Okay? You understand? I'm going to do this slowly. So that's 2. 3. 4. you should have a total of 5. Okay? So it should look like that. It's kind of weird, but this will turn into a dragon scale. Okay? And I say this is an intermediate pattern, or like a hard pattern, because it is. It definitely is. It's hard. Chain 2. Then I will turn my work, not fully, just a little bit, and do more front post double crochets into the next stitch. I will do 5. So 1, 4, and 5. And now I will skip these 2 stitches, these 2, 1, 2, and into the third stitch I will do a slip stitch, just the top of the stitch. So then this is what your dragon scale should look like. And you're going to do this, I think 4 or 5 more times around the whole thing. So if you find that that's something that you don't really want to do, you can always frog and find a different pattern. Do one of the other ones, but this is the dragon scale / mermaid scale pattern. Doesn't that look cool? Looks awesome. Now you're going to skip 2 double crochets, and into the third double crochet you should have an increase. Into that first stitch of that increase you're going to do 5 front post double crochets, just like we did before. Alright? Then I will chain 2. Don't forget the chain 2. That makes the point. Then I will turn my work until it's just about upside down. And then double crochet, front post double crochet into the next double crochet, just like before. There's 3, 4, and 5. Then we're not done yet. Skip 2 stitches, and into the third double crochet you will slip stitch. Yeah. This is what your dragon scales will look like. I think they're really pretty. I haven't crocheted with this yarn before. It looks really good. Okay. We're going to do this all the way around. You should end with a 4 double crochets waiting for you to be worked in. Do not work in them. I will show you how to slip stitch. Okay, so I am back I finished my first row of scales, but I haven't slip stitched yet, because if you just slip stitch, this piece will not be down. It won't be tacked down. So if you go into the first double crochet that you ever made for this round, and you slip stitch into where you're supposed to slip stitch, which would be the middle of the 5 double crochets. I normally just guesstimate because it's kind of hard to see. And then I just slip stitch through both layers. So I'll do that again to show you, just in case you got confused. I'll do it slower. So I go through the first double crochet I ever made of this round, and then I go through this stitch, just a random stitch that kind of fits, and then I slip stitch. So I go through 2 layers. I go through the back layer and the front layer. It's a little confusing, but you'll get it. And then you'll chain 2. That'll count as a double crochet. This time it will count as a double crochet. And then you will double crochet into the same space. And now you might be wondering, Cody, we have no stitches. Where are we gonna work? Well, we work in the top post of this, oops, double crochet right, oh, I can't get my stitch, my crochet hook in there. Hold on a minute. You kind of have to wiggle your crochet hook around. There we go. Work into here, the post of the double crochet. So I will show you. You will do 2 double crochets into the first post of the top of the dragon scale. I messed up, so I have to try again. So 1, and then I'll do it again right in the same spot. 2. So this is what it would look like. Hold on. Right there. There's 2 double crochets right there. And then in the space right here, you'll put 1 double crochet. And that one's pretty easy to find. And then through here in this post, right here, I'll show you. Here is your, hold on. So if this is your scale, you would work up here, and you would put, so first you would have 2 double crochets, a chain 2 actually, and then a double crochet. 2 double crochets into the top post of this dragon scale, 1 double crochet into the space, 2 double crochets right here, and then you'll also, in an actual stitch right here where you slip stitched, you'll put 2 double crochets. I'll do it slowly with you so then we can get the pattern. So 2 in the posts, top posts, because a double crochet to me is the equivalent of 2 single crochets. And then in between the 2 dragon scales, you will put 2 double crochets. I'm going to start all over again with the pattern. So 2 into the top of those dragon scales. 1 into the middle hole, space I should say. 2 into the top of the dragon scale, and then 2 into in between both of the dragon scales. So I will show you again. This is what we have. We have chain 2, double crochet in the same space. We have 2 double crochets right into this post. We have 1 double crochet into this little space right here. We have 2 double crochets into this post on the top of the dragon scale. Then in between the 2 dragon scales right here, we have 2 double crochets. And then you repeat that. 2 double crochets, 1, 2 double crochets, 2 double crochets in between the 2 dragon scales. I have memorized this pattern, so it's kind of hard to write it because you have to do front posts 5 times into the same stitch. That's kind of confusing. So let's keep going. Okay, so now you should end with 2 double crochets into the top of this dragon scale right here. So I'm going to do that. 1 and 2. And then slip stitch into the top chain 2 of your chain 2, obviously. And then we're going to do the same thing that we've been doing, making dragon scales. So we're going to chain 1, and in our first first double crochet, also known as our chain 2, we're going to do 5 front post double crochets. 5, chain 2, turn your work just a little bit until it's upside down, and do 5 front post double crochets in the next stitch. So you will notice that we're not lining up our scales to where like they're on top of each other. We're putting them next to each other. I think that's 5, yeah. And then you would slip stitch. You see this double crochet? We double crocheted into this little space. That's where you slip stitch, right into the top of that double crochet. Boop. This is going to be colorful. Very colorful. It's very pretty, pretty, pretty. Then you would do like normal. In between these 2 dragon scales, you will have an increase. So in one of those increases, or in one of those double crochets of the increase, you will do front post double crochets to make another scale. And continue on making 6 scales all the way around, slip stitch. I will show you at the end how to slip stitch again, just in case you need to see that one more time. I've made it all the way around with my second row of dragon scales. Now I'm going to slip stitch. So like I said before, we're going to find the top double crochet of our first dragon scale of the round. Go in that top part of that double crochet. Then, I don't know if you can see, I'm going back and I'm going to go through this layer. So I'm going through the scale and the layer behind the scale to slip stitch through both sides. And then you will have 2 rows of scales. Now, you can make this as tall as you want. I normally, for my other ones, I normally go for 6 rows of scales. So that would be 1 setup row of the double crochets, then a scale, then another setup row of the double crochets, then a scale, 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Okay. I'll tell you what we do up here when I get there. Okay, friends. I've made it to 6 rows of the dragon scales. So we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to slip stitch. So I'm going to describe this a little bit more when you slip stitch. So everybody, you probably know, you just go into the first double crochet that you have made in this round. But then you're going to go backwards and go into the 3rd double crochet and then slip stitch through both of those layers. So now we are going to do half double crochets. So this is going to be the top across here, and we're going to do this little area, and then we're going to do this area up here. So then when you cinch, the top kind of frills at the top. Okay? We're going to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put a half double crochet into the first stitch, or the first little area. In between these 2 dragon scales, you're just going to put a half double crochet. Then in the post of the double crochet, you're going to put 2 half double crochets. Okay? Then into the space, you're going to put 1 half double crochet. Alright? So I'll turn my work, hold on. I'll turn my work so then you can see. We'll put a half double crochet, so chain 1 half double crochet in between the 2 spaces right where you slip stitched. 2 half double crochets into this double crochet post, then a half double crochet into the space. Then over here we're going to do 2 half double crochets, and then right here we're going to do 1 half double crochet. So it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochets, 1 half double crochet, 2 half double crochets, 1 half double crochet, and keep doing that all the way around. But I will show you more as we go. So I'm gonna, in the top of this dragon scale, I will do 2 half double crochets, and then in the space in between the 2 dragon scales I would just put 1 half double crochet. Okay, and then 2 on the top of this dragon scale, then 1 in the middle of the dragon scale, then 2 in the top of the other side of the dragon scale, which I'm failing to do. There's 1, there's 2, and then in between I'll just do 1. And just continue that all the way around, and then I'll get back to you when I'm done. So at the end of your round, you should have 36 half double crochets all the way around. If you don't, you can always fudge it. Just add an increase or add a decrease wherever you need. And then we're going to slip stitch into the top of our half double crochet. Right there. Then we're just going to chain 1, and we're going to do 1 whole round of half double crochets. No increases, no decreases, just half double crochets. Okay? Okay. I've made it to the other end, or to the end, I should say. Then I'm going to slip stitch into the top of my first half double crochet. Slip stitch. Now we're going to do this part where you would normally put the holes, so these are little holes for the strand that comes across here. So now we're going to work on that. So first you will chain 3. This will count as a double crochet and a chain 1. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we're going to skip a stitch and then work into the next stitch. We're going to do a double crochet and a chain 1. Okay, and then we're going to skip a stitch and work in the next stitch, double crochet, chain 1, next one, double crochet, chain 1. You know, you skipping, making a little hole in every, see those holes right there? You're going to chain 2 plus 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, and you're going to do that all the way around. All the way around. So this is a pretty fast little round. So I'm just going to do this part with you because I said so. This is looking very pretty so far. My the color is beautiful. And then I'm almost done. Make sure you chain 1 in between every double crochet for this round. Okay? You should end with a chain 1, so like a double crochet, chain 1, and you'll have a space in between the first double crochet and the last double crochet. So you'll just slip stitch into the top of the chain 2, not the chain 3, the chain 2. Okay, and then we're going to chain 1 and half double crochet into every stitch and every space. So just into the stitch, into the space, into the stitch, into the space. So we're going to do that all the way around, and then we'll be done. Yeah. I'll show you how to finish off when I'm done. So I made it to the end. Now you'll just slip stitch into the first half double crochet, and then chain 1 and cut off a tail long enough to weave in. Pull through, and then you would weave in your yarn. So I'm just going to take a yarn needle and yarn in my end. I'm going to cut that string, and then what we're going to do next is we're going to put in the strands that go around in the holes. So I normally just use black for that. Let me grab it. Okay, black yarn. And I normally, I make 2 strands that are 24 inches long. Oh, it's upside down. So I'm going to take a measuring tape and go 24 inches long. And I'll make 2 of these. Put the black away because we won't need it anymore. I will put my yarn onto my yarn needle, and then I will weave this yarn through these holes. So I'll just go in, out, in, out, in, out, all the way around. Okay? Alright, now I will tie a knot. I normally try to make these knots pretty tight, and also I tie it like 3 to 4 times, just to make sure, you know, they don't undo. Okay, so that's one. We're going to flip, and we're going to do the other one. So, okay. Here's the other strand. And then I will go here, in, out, in, out. I go underneath the other strand. So I'm going, for you it'll look not underneath because you're on the other side, but I just go underneath the black strand and go through all the way around. Alright, make sure everything is nice and equal and straight. Then I will tie this one as well. Make it really tight, and I do it about 3 times. There we go. And then you are done. Look at that. Look at that. Here's the inside. It's kind of dark in there. The bottom. So yeah, that's how you make these dice bags. I have made a lot of them. Here's a lesbian flag one. Looks really good, I think. Yeah. So yeah, that's how you make these awesome dragon scale / mermaid scale dice bags. I make them for my family all the time because we like to play D&D, so we have a lot of dice. So yeah, very cute, very cool, awesome.